Hi, today we are going to work on some applications for international trade. On the theoretical part, you already read by now, that behind the trading activity stays this concept of comparative advantage. And comparative advantage is when a country can produce a good or services at a lower opportunity cost than another country. So if a country has a comparative advantage in production of one goods, let's say cars, then this country is going to specialize in producing that one good and is going to export a lot of that good. If another country has a comparative advantage for another goods, that we can import from them that particular good. And we are going to use these concepts in applications. There is another concept that you will come across. It's called absolute advantage. In the absolute advantage, one country has more resources, more know-how, and is going to end up producing more of majority, or in the application case, both goods. Then you say that that country has an absolute advantage in production of one good. So let's start with some applications here. I'm looking in your chapter 35 applications. If you want to scroll down to the multiple choices one, I'm going to show you a way to solve these applications that can work for pretty much any type of application. So let's go multiple choice number 1. I'm going to change the so we have more space here. And what we have in this example, we have two countries. You have Japan first. This is Japan. And this is called the production possibility curve. And they are two goods. We have DVD players, and then we have motorcycles. And then we have the second country that's going to produce the same two goods, DVD players and motorcycle, and the second country is in United States. So we have another production possibility here, and the interception points for Japan is 2000 over here, 2000, and over here is 4000. And for United States is going to be 4000 and 4000. So what we are going to do, we are going to calculate what is the opportunity cost for production of one good for each country. So let's say we have to set up some equations first. For Japan, based on the interception points, we have 4000 motorcycles equals 2000 DVDs. So that means that for Japan, that's what we do here is for Japan, to produce one motorcycle, Japan has to give up 2000 divided by 4000, which is going, let's write 2000 divided by 4000, which is half of DVD player. That's the opportunity cost for one motorcycle for Japan. And then the opportunity cost for Japan for one DVD player is going to be, we move the other way, 4000 divided by 2000, which is 2 motorcycles this time. That's the opportunity cost for each of the good for Japan. We are going to do the same thing for United States. We have to set up the equation first, which is 4000. We look at the intersection points here. 4000 motorcycles equals 4000 DVD. So for this one, it's pretty easy. One motorcycle is 4000 divided by 4001 DVD players, and one DVD is going to be one motorcycle. Opportunity cost. So now we try to figure out what is the opportunity cost in each country. We already did that. And who has a comparative advantage in which good. Now, after we did these calculations, we are going to look at motorcycles only. Let's see, look on this area, here and here. So for Japan, we have one motorcycle gives up half a DVD player. For United States, one motorcycle gives up one DVD player. So who gives up lots of DVDs? to produce one motorcycle. You can see here that Japan gives up only half DVD versus one DVD. So we are going to say that Japan has a comparative advantage in motorcycles production. And then we do the same thing for the second good here. To produce one DVD, Japan gives up 2 motorcycles. To produce one DVD, United States gives up just 1 motorcycle. So it has a lower opportunity cost. So consequently, United States has a comparative advantage in DVD players. Now, looking back at your application, multiple choice number 1, let's see which of these choices matches this one. We have Japan has a comparative advantage in both goods, that's not the case. B, Japan has a comparative advantage in DVD players, that's not the case. C, Japan has a comparative advantage in motorcycles, United States in DVD. That's the right choice. So the answer for one multiple choice is C. Let's do another one that looks a little different. You are gonna work on the next two. See, let's work on number 4. So I'm gonna change the page. So let's do number 4. We say, assume Belgium. Belgium can produce, it says here, 5 units of good X or 2 units of good Y. That's the equation that we form. Using all the resources, 5X or 2Y, that would be the intersection points from production possibility. And Germany can produce 4 units of good X or 3 units of good Y. What would be the terms of trade between Belgium and Germany for 1 unit of good Y? So we have to figure out 1 Y for each of the countries. So we look here at Belgium. So for Belgium, if we solve for 1Y, we say 1Y equals, this 2 is gonna go over here, 5 divided by 2x. We do the same for Germany. Germany, 1y equals the same, this one goes here, is going to be 4 divided by 3x. So those are the terms of trade between these two numbers. Okay, now let's see which one is a small number, because the terms of trade is going to be between the smaller number, which is 4 divided by 3, it's 1.33, 5 divided by 2 is 2.5, so it's going to be between 4.3 and 5 divided by 2, which is, if you look at the multiple choice there, that's exactly the choice number, letter B. So what you are going to do, hopefully using these examples, you can apply them to all the remaining multiple choices and then move up on the page and work on the other word problems. The word problems for, let's see what we have, number 1, 2, 3, it's more wording there. You have to figure out the equation if you want to apply that and then use the same concept. And of course on the homework.